Good morning to everybody. Now we are entering into second unit. In the second unit, the first lesson is principles and types of management. Principles of management. First of all, what is management? Management is a group activity which is representing how to maintain the organization for the success of predetermined objective or goal. Management is an organized body of knowledge consisting of various principles and standards. Those are generalizations. These principles constitute management theory. A principle is a fundamental statement of truth. It established course and effective between two or more variables. A principle may also be regarded as a guide to action. That is, at the beginning stage of the management, it is an art. Why? Because it is limited to a specific area, that is, each and every organization consisting of its local managerial tools and techniques. During the previous period, management is a traditional theory. There is no defined pattern or procedure to meet the organizational objective or goal. In the latter days, the importance of management was tremendously increased. Nowadays, management is universally accepted philosophy. So, management is consisting predetermined principles, standards, procedures, and system. On the basis of this reason, nowadays, management is a science. Science is representing universally accepted principles, standards, procedures, customs, duties, and responsibilities. Each and every output of the management should be accepted by everyone in the world. Why? Because each and every tool or technique was introduced by the eminent persons after acceptance of practical output. That is, after verification of principles and its effects in the organization. So, principles of management is a scientific philosophy which is representing to each and every organization in the present dynamic world. This is a picture. The principles may be also called as Henry Fayol 14 principles. Henry Fayol is a French economist. He was introduced 14 principles of management. Whenever the organization followed these 14 principles, the success rate is very much more. 99% of success rate is obtained by each and every organization with application of these scientific principles. Nowadays, management is a spoon feeding which is having a prescribed principles, rules, techniques, tools, methods. Each and every manager or person to be applied with a very easy manner for obtaining of each and every organization goal. The 14 principles are this also called as principles of management. First principle, division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, order, scalar chain, centralization, remuneration, subordination of individual interest, equity, stability of tenure, initiative, esprit de corps. These all are 14 principles of management. This is very much important in the examination point of view. It is a repeated question. Let us go to discuss briefly each and every principle, one after another. The first principle is division of work. Yes, whenever if you want to go to obtain the more success rate of introduced activity, then division of work is very much important. Why? Because management is a teamwork. A isolated person should not be achieved against his any activity taken over by him. It is a group activity. Number of persons collectively achieved a one common task. So, if you want to go for a more success rate, the management said that division of work is very much important. That is, the total work has divided into certain parts according to the nature, size, requirement, skill, experience and qualification. Then each and every task or each and every work rendered or delegated to a respective person. This is known as a division of work. In practice, employees are specialized in different areas and they have different skills, different levels of experience can be distinguished within the knowledge areas. According to Henry Fayol, specialization promotes the efficiency of the workforce and increases productivity. In addition, the specialization of the workforce increases their accuracy and speed. So, whenever we have divide the total work into smaller parts, each part has given to a respective individual. Respective individual means he is an expert in those areas. He is having a knowledge. He is having a qualification in that specific work. Then the person will be supposed to achieve a more success rate, more output with a minimization of wastage. So, knowledge is different from person to person. Yes, the importance of the manager can be identified when you are replacing the knowledgeable person with respect to required area. This is the art. This is a principle. Nowadays, the managers are most of all following this type of principle. The workforce is very much helpful to increase the output. Why? Because whenever work is doing by a skilled and specialized experienced person, the output is very much more. Why? Because he is doing his work without any weight, without any guide from the superior. Immediately there is a save of time and material and working hours. So division of work is very much important if you want to go for a more success rate. It is said by Henry Fayol according to his principle 1, that is division of work. Let us go to second principle is authority and responsibility. Yes, in our organization, authority and responsibility are indispensable words. We are not able to separate. If you want to go to achieve responsibility, then the management provide authority to him. Whenever management provides authority, that means power, immediately you will be goes to ask from him his responsibility. So both are very much necessary. We are not able to divide. If you want to go to get the responsibility, first of all, authority to be delegated for a respective manager, respective person, respective superior. Then he will be goes to use a power where the subordinate is not performing his duties with a predetermined pattern. Then he will be goes to control, he will be goes to streamline immediately the accountability to be happen. Like that, if you want to go to force responsibility or accountability from the subordinate, first of all, you have delegated his power is a question. Yes, first of all, you will be goes to delegated his respective or related power while doing his work. For example, sometimes a person or subordinate will be goes to take spontaneously one step. This type of authority, first of all, delegated by the management. So, management goes to maximize or management will be goes to success regarding to obtaining of a goal. There must be authority and responsibility. Both are given to the subordinate or a person or a manager in an organization. That is, in order to get things done in an organization, management has the authority to give orders to the employees. Of course, with this authority comes responsibility. According to Henry Fayol, the combining power and authority gives the management the right to give orders to the subordinates. The responsibility can be traced back from performance, and it is therefore necessary to make arguments about this. In other words, authority and responsibility go together and they are two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. That is already said, both are indispensable, both are necessary if you want to go to rendered, if you want to go to reach a prescribed task or prescribed work rendered to every person in an organization. Next principle, discipline. Yes, discipline is very much important. Otherwise, we are not able to control the activities or behavior of the individuals in an organization. Why? Because organization is a group of person assembled together. They are assembled together for attainment of a common objective. In this journey, there must be a discipline maintained by all. Otherwise, we are not able to give the coordination, cooperation and predetermined planning. On the basis of this need, the management or manager should maintain discipline. Discipline means streamline the activities or behavior of the individuals in an organization. Otherwise, we are not able to collectively communicating the views. We are not able to collectively achieving the things. So isolated behavior is not accepted. Why? Because a organizational task is a big task which is not completed by a single person. It is only possible group of people's effect are working together. Discipline is a obedience. It is often a part of the core values of a mission and vision in the form of good conduct and respectful interactions. This management principle is essential and is seen as the oil to make the engine of an organization run smoothly. Good performance and sensible interactions or interrelations make the management job easy and comprehensive. Employees' good behavior also helps them smoothly build and progressive in their professional careers. So, discipline is very much important to maintain the interpersonal relations without any deviation or disputes or variation. Variation to be happen in anywhere. Social variations and economic variations. Social variations means caste, religion, color, and jealousy, aggressiveness. These are all social variations. Economic variations means salary, remuneration, incentives, perquisites, benefits, etc. etc. These are creating some negative atmosphere in an organization. Immediately management is provide a disciplined tool which is very much necessary, streamline those economic and non-economic nuisance in the organization. Next principle, unity of command. The management principle unity of command means that an individual employee should receive orders from one manager. Yes, multiple managers should not be accepted. When the organization is having multiple managers or multiple commanders, multiple leaders, the subordinate or employees goes to confusion. He is not able to render the plans or guidelines provided by the multiple commanders. He stand without doing the work. So, according to this principle, in an organization, maintenance should be by one manager, one leader, one commander. Avoid or prevent the multiple commanders or multiple managers. Why? Because one manager is providing a defined and clear, strict, straight guidelines. Immediately the subordinate will be goes to pursue or perform the work without any confusion. Why? Because there is no second thought from the higher cadre. So, if tasks and related responsibilities are given to the employee by more than one manager, this may lead to confusion, which may lead to possible conflicts for employees. So, employees are working with a happy atmosphere. A organization should be maintained one commander, one leader. He should be in a strict position. He should be having a more defined vision and mission. Immediately he will goes to render a clear-cut guidelines without any weight or without any permission taken from others. So one leader, one commander, one manager is very much important if you want to go to get the more success rate in our organization. It is very useful to make a path or to make a roadmap to obtain the predetermined goal or objective with a very easy manner without any confusion. Why? Because organization is primary objective is earning profits. It is only possible one commander, one way of guidelines. Next principle is unity of direction. Already we have proved that is one commander. Now here unity of direction. Whenever the guidelines or instructions or any provision given by a person which is coming from one area or one central area, that means only one person is given directions. The directions should not be distributed or diluted with many persons. Directions are coming from one central area, central cabin. Then there will be a defined pattern or there will be a clear guidelines which is very easy rendered or pursued by the individuals. This management principle of the 14 principles management is all about focus and unity. That means this is a very much important apart from 14 principles. All employees deliver the same activities that can be linked to the same objectives. All activities must be carried out by one group that forms a team. These activities must be described in a plan of action. The manager is ultimately responsible for this plan and he monitors the progress of the defined and planned activities. So, any guidelines, any views, any matter, or any information, or any data, or any related management activity transaction should come only from one way of direction, from a one area of office. There is no any other multiple direction paths or direction locations. Only one location is situated for directing all the managerial activities or organizational transactions. Next principle, subordination of individual interest. Yes, majority of the organizations are having a line and staff organization. So each superior is having subordinate, and also each subordinate is having a superior. Now here each and every superior should be given respect to subordinate. Why? Because whenever you are giving a better initiative atmosphere to the subordinate, he will be goes to show his intellectual qualities. He will be goes to take initiative steps. Spontaneously, he will be goes to taking need and innovative steps while doing or performing his duties. On the basis of this reason, this superior or manager should be respected to the individual interests. Whenever you are giving the individual interest, then it will goes to get the group interest. Group interest is he will goes to get the common goal. That is, there are always all kinds of interest in an organization. In order to have an organization function well, Henry Fayol indicated that personal interests are subordinated to the interests of the organization. Ethics. The primary focus is on the organizational objectives and not on those of the individuals. This applies to all levels of the entire organization, including the managers. Finally, each and every manager should give the respect to the individual interest along with the group interest. Coordinate the or consolidate the group interest and individual interest. Both are very much necessary. Next principle, remuneration. Yes, this is very much important. Otherwise, the worker should not be motivated. Why? Because each and every person is working for getting the remuneration against he will be goes to fulfill his basic needs. So, remuneration should be provided to the respective individuals without any argument, without any deviation, without any malpractice. Henry Fayol said, if the organization success rate should be depending on how much amount of remuneration paid to the worker and what way the remuneration paid to the worker, these are the two aspects are very much important. Attractive remuneration, reasonable remuneration, in-time remuneration, correct remuneration given to employees after completion of his job or work, then he will be goes to happy, then he will be goes to continued in the same organization without any absenteeism. That is, motivation and productivity are close to one another as far as the smooth running of an organization is concerned. There are two types of remuneration, namely non-monetary, that is a complement, more responsibilities, credits, and monetary remuneration, that is compensation, bonus, other financial compensation. Ultimately, it is about rewarding the efforts that have been made. So, correct remuneration is described or determined or calculated by the management against his service without any delay, without any bargaining. Otherwise, the manager or worker not able to work with a full satisfaction for a long period, he will goes to get the dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction goes to grievance in the attitude of the employees. The next principle is the degree of concentration. That is, management and authority for decision making process must be properly balanced. in an organization. This depends on the volume and size of an organization, including its hierarchy. Centralization implies the centralization of the decision-making authority. That means at what extent the organization is concentrated on all the activities. So, first of all, all the activities to be divided into two categories: primary concentration and secondary concentration. Primary activities and secondary activities. So, management is given the authority and decision making power for each and every concentration area. That is, primary concentration is given more authority, secondary concentration is having less authority. So, the degree of concentration which is taken over by the management for rendering or doing or making a transactions with a predetermined manner. That means high and low concentration is very much danger, or we are not able to accept it if you want to go to see the long run future of the organization. Centralization implies the concentration of decision making authority. That means what are the decisions are taken over by the manager with respect to first, second and the following. These are the certain description or some parameters taken into consideration. First decision, second decision, third decision. This is called degree of concentration. Is very much important if you want to go to motivate or execute all the activities with a predetermined manner. Next principle, scalar chain. That means scalar means order. That means organization is consisting of various positions. This is known as the organization structure. Irrespective of the size and nature, directly or indirectly, small or medium or any large, organizations are consisting a organization structure. Henry Fayol or management principle said that the authority and responsibility goes one after another from top to bottom. That means every superior is having subordinate, every subordinate is having superior. This is called superior and subordinate, superior and subordinate, superior and subordinate up to bottom level, low level can be called as a foreman. This is very much important. In such situation, accountability and responsibility execution is very much easy, which is said by Henry Fayol. It is a scientific approach. Authority and responsibility is very much important. Otherwise, each and every person is escape from given duties and responsibilities. Hierarchy represents itself in any organization. This varies from senior management, executive board to the lowest level in the organization. Henry Fayol hierarchy management principle states that there should be a clear line in the area of authority from top to bottom and all managers at all levels. Each employee can contact a manager or a superior in an emergency situation without challenging the hierarchy. So, subordinate and superior, subordinate and superior, superior and subordinate is a going until to lower cadre. This is known as a scalar chain or order of positions. This is very much necessary. That means this is opposition for centralization of authority or decentralization of authority. Next principle, orders. Yes, through the organization, orders are very much necessary. Acts are very much necessary. Rules are very much necessary. All orders are framed by the higher cadre. These orders are spreading to all over the organization for performing better atmosphere without any opposition. Managers are taken orders strictly and perform those by the executors in the lower level and all over the organization. There is no any excuse or there is no any request while doing the administration. Henry feels that the manager should be performed orders in an organization. According to this principle of the 14 principles of management, employees in an organization must have the right resources at their disposal so that they can function properly in an organization. In addition to social order work, Environment must be safe, clear, and tidy. A company should maintain a well-defined work order to have a favorable work culture. The positive atmosphere in the workplace will boost more positive productivity. So, defined, clear-cut, scientific, constructive orders are maintained by the manager in all over the organization. Next principle, equity. That means equal. All are equal in the organization. There is no any disparity. There is no any deviation. There is no any difference between the employees while doing and performing their respective work. The management or manager should always strictly follow equal opportunities, equal orders, equal procedures, equal work, equal working conditions without any deviation or without any opposition from the employees. Then the organization will be goes to develop. The management principle of equity often occurs in the core values of an organization, otherwise goes to disputes. The employees are disappointed. Disappointed means they are not able to work with full satisfaction. Immediately the organization will be goes to lose some extent of energy and money through idle time and wastage. According to Henry Fayol, employees must be treated kindly and equally. Employees must be in the right place in the organization to do things right. Managers should supervise and monitor this process, and they should treat employees fairly and impartially. Then they will be goes to work a long period without any dissatisfaction. He will be work in a joyful atmosphere. He will be goes to depending on the organization until to his retirement. The next principle of management is stability of tenure of personnel. Tenure means duration. That means the management or manager should not disturb the appointed employee until to his appointment duration. For example, we have given appointment for 3 months or 1 year or 5 years or 10 years or lifelong period. In meanwhile, the manager or management should not be disturbed, should not be taken into the action of then we will go to dismiss you from the job. You should not, the management should not use this type of words. Until to given tenure, given period in the appointment order, the management should not be disturbed, should not be make any allegation regarding to his service. This is known as the stability of tenure of personnel. Then he will goes to work in a free business atmosphere. Then they will be goes to achieve a predetermined objective. This management principle of 14 principles of management represents development and managing of personnel, and this should be in a balance with the service that is provided from the organization. Management strives to maximize the employee turnover and to have the right staff in the right place. Focus areas such as frequent change of position and sufficient development must be managed well. Initiative. This is also very much important in our organization. Henry Fayol argued that with this management principle, employees should be allowed to express new ideas. This encourages interest and involvement and creates added value for the company. Employee initiatives are a source of strength for the organization. According to Henry Fayol, this encourages the employees to involve and interested. So, better initiative mentality is very much important on part of each and every employee. That is, he will be goes to take some own steps or own ideas or innovative ideas while performing the job, which is representing the output is come with qualitative and quantitatively. Next and last principle is esprit de corps, which is representing maintain team spirit, group spirit. Yes, already I said This is a very much important apart from 14 principles of management, which stands for striving for the involvement and unity of the employees. Managers are responsible for the development of morale in the workplace, individually and in the area of communication. A spirit corps contributes to the development of the culture and creates an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. So, according to this principle, the manager or management maintain the group spirit. That means all are comes in a one platform, one task to representing the common objective. Why? Because task is not performed by individual. A task is completed or goal is completed with the help of the group of peoples. Yes, according to your survey, that principles are over. Let us go to second area in this concept or topic is types of management or management or branches of management. Nowadays, management is having a very dynamic position or consisting of more importance for performing all the duties. On the basis of this reason, there are so many branches or classification of management is nowadays we are practiced. Let us go to one after another. First one, strategic management. It is a latest management branch. It looks at organization overall strategy formulation and execution with the goal of growing and sustaining competitive advantage. Strategic management is an executive function that may report to the owners of a person. Each and every aspect is looking with a very strategic idea. That means planning and maintaining the resources. Second one is sales management. How to improve the sales in an organization with respect to divide the total sales market into territories or the teams and accounts are maintained for sales. That means how much sales are targets to be taken into consideration, how to maintain the sales and how to improve the sales and how to control the sales. Next type of management, marketing management. How to marketing the products. That means production and marketing is very much interlinked. Whenever production is completed, there will be goes to second area, marketing. That means the goods and services are reached to ultimate customer through a specific marketing channel. Marketing strategies, products, brands and promotions are included in these marketing strategies. Second type of management is operations management. That means production, how to produce the goods and services with a minimum cost. That means reduce the cost of production. It is a brand field that describes everything from manufacturing management to retail management. Nowadays, we are giving the most important in operations management. That means how to maintain the material, how to execute the production process, and how to maintain the service, how to maintain the work, how to maintain the working times, methods. These are all are comes in operations management. Let us go to next type of management is supply chain management. Yes, nowadays marketing is a very much important for each and every field of business. Managing the process of moving a product or services from supplier to customer. Nowadays, some marketing channels are very much important, particularly in online marketing. This is also supply chain management a part. So, how to move products and services from supplier to customer? This is a prescribed channel. Nowadays, Amazon.in and Flipkart and so many other online marketing channels are there. These are also comes in supply chain management. Next management is procurement management. How to procurement of the material, how to procurement of the goods and services, how to procurement of the service, how to procurement of the human manpower. These are also discussed by the procuring management. That means planning, controlling of the goods and services from external sources, planning and controlling of material from external sources. Next management is financial and accounting management. This is also very much important. Whenever we are taking a procurement and operations etc., there is a task, there is a one idea to be required, question to be required, that is how much amount to be happened. This can the central area of financial and accounting management, managing financial and accounting process and teams with the help of maintaining various books, with the help of how to get the financial resources from the banks, from the external resources, how to maintain the records, various records to prove the transaction. Next management is human resources management, responsible for attracting, hiring, training, compensating, rewarding and managing the performance of employees. Human resources places a key role in performing and overseeing an organization culture. That means how to maintain the manpower in an organization is looking by human resources management. Nowadays human resources management is having a more demand in abroad. Next management type is information technology management. Yes, nowadays information technology is very much important for better gathering and running of the information with the help of the software and hardware techniques. Project management. Yes, nowadays project management is having very much important for planning, organization and controlling of a one small task or project. Project means non-repetitive task. This is very much important in software field. How to control planning and making the resources and completing the project is the central idea of the project management. Thank you.